Hello and welcome back to the video on the Football Zone and to a midweek review reviewing the European and Championship action. And let's get straight into it on Tuesday night where we saw Bayern Munich against Manchester City. On Wednesday night. The score in the end finished 1-1, but of course that advantage from the first leg, Man City advanced fairly comfortably. Erling Haaland actually missed a penalty in the 37th minute before scoring the 57th minute. Kimmich scored a penalty in the 83rd minute, but too little too late, and clutched one off for City in the end. Moving on to Tuesday's action, where we saw Chelsea advance. Chelsea got knocked out, after a 2-0 loss to Real Madrid, 4-0 on aggregate. Rodrigo with both goals in the second half, 58th and the 80th minute. And actually, on to be fair to Chelsea, I actually thought they caused Madrid problems. In the second half, it was kind of Madrid who dominated proceedings, really. That will be frustrating for Chelsea. But just in general, Lampard's team selection, really not sure about that. So poor from Chelsea at the moment, isn't it? Another team that will be really disappointed with how this week went will be Manchester United, as they crashed out of the Europa League in quite convincing style as well, really, losing 3-0 to Sevilla. They went behind in the 8th minute. They nearly went 2-0 down in the 41st minute, but that was ruled out through VAR. In the 47th minute, it was made 2-0, and then in the 81st minute, 3-0. It was no less than they deserved. Sevilla were totally dominant. United will be hugely frustrated. Individual mistakes here contributing, but just a really poor performance. And in the Conference League, it finished West Ham 4, Ghent 1. West Ham actually went behind in the 26th minute, but 2 from Antonio, a penalty from Paqueta, and Declan Rice with the goals. And in the end, it was cut one off for West Ham, who fully deserved to go through. Semi-finals for them, looking pretty comfortable in the process. If they won the trophy, maintain their Premier League status, all of a sudden it becomes quite a good season for West Ham. It's really just funny how these things can change, isn't it? But moving on into the Championship, we had a bumper week of action in that league. And starting off with a shock result, actually. Stoke 0, Wigan 1. The only goal of the game coming in the 54th minute through Will Keane. For Wigan, unfortunately, it's unlikely to be too little too late, with teams around them picking up some good results this week. That will be frustrating for them. The deduction obviously didn't help as well. And Stoke, after a good little run a few games ago, kind of ending the season now really poorly. But moving on into Sunderland 1, Huddersfield 1 at the Stadium of Light. Gerhardt in the 35th minute gave Sunderland lead before Koroma in the 59th minute equalised for Huddersfield. In the end, quite an even game. Maybe something just about edging it, but on the whole, I would say the draw, probably a fair result, to be honest. I think Huddersfield is a good point on the road. Sunderland, really, for them, they'll probably be disappointed. A game that they really targeted to be winning with playoff hopes still alive. But moving on then to Sheffield United 1, Bristol City 0. And they left it late, but in the 77th minute, it was James McAtee with the goal. It was a fully deserved victory for me for Sheffield United. Bristol City defended well for the most part, but in the end, you can't say Sheffield United didn't deserve the goal. And 7 points ahead of Luton now with a game in hand. Luton only have 3 points, 2 games left. It's going to be pretty much certainty for Sheffield United now to secure their promotion, probably done at the weekend, really. But moving on into Rotherham, and they held Burnley to a 2-2 draw at the New York Stadium. It was Twine who gave Burnley in the 26th minute before an own goal from Vitinho just before half-time made it 1-1. Bayernson in the 81st minute made it 2-1, but just 5 minutes after that, Kelly scored for Burnley. Despite heavy pressure from Burnley throughout the game, Rotherham held on to a draw, and I'll be delighted with that. For Burnley, it's not going to make much difference. They can't equal the points record now, but that's always looking unlikely. They'll still become champions of the weekend, you thought, but still. Moving on into Blackpool, and they were defeated 2-0 at home to West Brom. Thomas Asante with a goal in the 18th minute, and Gardner Hickman in the 60th minute made it 2-0. In the end, there wasn't actually much between the two sides, really, when you look at the stats, but West Brom deserving the victory, and it's big for them, because obviously, they still win with a chance of a playoff hope. good news for them, but for Blackpool, disappointing and pretty much confirms relegation. But moving on then for Millwall 0, Birmingham 1 at the Den, and it was Luke Zivkovic with a goal in the first half, and Millwall, despite heavy pressure, just couldn't fire away in and in the end were held and couldn't get a victory, couldn't even get a draw, and they still sit in the playoffs, still in a good position to make the playoffs, but it's made it a lot tougher for them now out of their hands, when really they had a chance to press home their advantage. But for Birmingham, really solid away win, and they're ending the season pretty strong under John Eustace. Moving on then to Cardiff, and they picked up a crucial 3-1 win at Watford in their bid for survival. Sarr gave Watford a lead in the 11th minute, but Atike and Kipre and Cabo with an unbelievable goal in the 42nd minute made it 3-1 to Watford. And Watford kind of applied on the pressure, missed a few great chances, but in the end couldn't get anything out of it, and you can pretty much wave goodbye to playoff hopes now, I think, for them. For Cardiff, that's an incredible win. Still only 2 points above the relegation zone, but definitely gives us a breathing space. Moving on into Swansea 4, Preston 2 at the Liberty Stadium. Pirro, Allen and Darling made it 3-0 to Swansea before Cannon in the 48th minute made it 3-1. Parrott made it 3-2. Joe Allen was sent off, not on the pitch though, and Joel Pirro later on sealed the win for Swansea. In the end, a chaotic game, but big win for Swansea. For Preston, though, it's another defeat for them, and seriously damages their playoff hopes, but it's so close around there, it just seems like no one wants finishing there. But moving on then to QPR 1, Norwich 1, another team that had a chance to really go into playoff space, but couldn't. And it was Lyndon Dykes in the 9th minute who gave QPR the lead, but Eder in the 46th minute, soon after he came on as a half-time sub, made it 1-1. In the end, I think Norwich will be disappointed not to win this. QPR going into Leeds would obviously win the game. Norwich probably more disappointed. But for QPR, could be a crucial point in their survival race. For Norwich, a game that they felt like they had to be winning, really. But moving on into Blackburn 1, Coventry 1, and what a dramatic game this was. Gallagher in the 39th minute giving Blackburn the lead before Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper for Coventry, in the 95th minute scoring a header to keep their playoff hopes alive. Utterly incredible. To be honest, I'd say Coventry probably just about deserved it. It was a close game, but I said they would. Just unbelievable. Kind of throws the playoff race into a whole portion of chaos. No one's winning at the moment. Really could go either way. Just incredible stuff. But moving on into Reading 1, Luton 1. This was also a dramatic game. Andy Carroll gave Reading lead in the 51st minute later, but just 4 minutes after that, he was sent off after handballing a ball in from a corner. Carlton Morris in the 80th minute made it 1-1. Reading, no fair play to them. They held out for a point under heavy pressure, so they'll be delighted with that. Luton frustrated not to get the win here, I suppose. But they've pretty much got their playoff spot secured now. They're not going to go up automatically. And Reading, Noel Hunt, I think it's a good start to life for him. Still very much in touch. But moving on into Middlesbrough 3, Hull 1, and Hull took lead in the 41st minute before Hackney, Archer, and that man again, Chibrakpom, made it 3-1 to Borough. And in the end, they fully deserved their win. Big win for them. Just kind of looking to gain some form and momentum heading into the playoff campaign. You can kind of say they did that here, so they'll be pleased. For Hull, though, disappointing result, but I think they kind of always knew this is probably going to be a tough place for them to go and really try and get any points out of, to be honest. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, and thoughts, comments down below. If you want to share for daily football news, subscribe to the channel, it's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.